Hey, Jets fans. It's time for some real talk. We've been through years of uncertainty, with coaching searches that always seem to fall short. We've heard the same promises of change of, this is the guy who will turn things around, but nothing ever seems to stick. The frustration, the constant hope followed by disappointment, sound familiar? But before we get into it, if you're a diehard Jets fan, make sure you're subscribed to Jetstream News. We're your go-to source for daily, engaging content on all things. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers this offseason by hitting that subscribe button now. But what if I told you that the next big change could be different? What if the Jets have finally figured out the secret to turning the franchise around? Well, Jets Nation, it's not just about picking the best available candidate. It's about connections. Real, meaningful connections that could shape the future of this team. You see, the NFL is a connections-based league. It's not just about what you know, but who you know. And that's where things get interesting. We've been hearing more and more about Aaron Glenn, the current defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, as a top candidate for the Jets head coach position. Now, if you're wondering why this name keeps popping up, it's because connections are playing a huge role in the Jets' decision-making process. Let's be real for a second. We all know how many times the Jets have tried to rebuild. We've seen the coaches come and go, the endless searches for the right leader, and still, we find ourselves stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. But this time, things might be different. Aaron Glenn is more than just a defensive mastermind. His connections within the NFL world are something we cannot overlook. Glenn's ties to key figures in the Jets organization, like Chris Spielman, Lance Newark, and Brian Gaine, are critical. These are people who have been with him through thick and thin. People who know exactly what he brings to the table as a coach, and people who could help push this team towards success. And here's the thing that could truly set the Jets apart. The relationships Glenn has built over his career are not just superficial. We're talking about a man who's built genuine bonds with players, coaches, and executives who believe in his leadership. Take Dan Campbell, for example. You've heard the raving reviews from him and others about Glenn's ability to inspire, to lead, and to get the best out of his players. That's the kind of impact we need in the locker room. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just about Glenn's reputation or his skill set. It's about the synergy that could exist between Glenn and the people already in place at the Jets. If the Jets front office believes that Glenn is the man for the job, the connections they've already made could make the transition seamless. We've seen how relationships within the NFL can create successful teams. Look at some of the most successful franchises over the years. It's all about understanding the system, trusting the process, and having the right people in the right places. If the Jets have identified Glenn as their top candidate, those connections are going to play a huge role in whether or not this is a match made in heaven. So here's the burning question. Could these connections be the solution to the Jets' coaching woes? Are we finally about to see a coaching staff that works in harmony, that brings success, stability, and a true winning mentality to the Jets? Jets fans, we've been waiting for this moment, the one where everything starts to click, where the pieces fall into place. Aaron Glenn, backed by his solid connections and relationships within the NFL, could very well be the missing piece to turn this team around. This isn't just another head coaching search. This is the start of something different. The frustration we've felt for years, the endless cycle of disappointment, might finally be coming to an end. The Jets are looking in the right direction, and these connections could lead us to the leader we've been searching for. So, what do you think, Jets Nation? Are connections the key to bringing a real change? Do you believe Glenn and his ties could be the solution? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about how these connections could finally take us to the top. As always, Jets fans, stay hopeful, stay loud, and keep supporting the team. The future is looking brighter than ever. Go Jets!